Hello everybody. Thank you for tuning in with me. And we are now officially at day 22. For those of you who are keeping track, day 22 of Advent of Cyber, folks. We only have 2 more days left. This, the 23rd and the 24th, being the last days of Advent of Cyber. Anyway, how is everybody doing tonight? Hope you guys are all doing well. It's the weekend. It's officially Christmas weekend, even though I'm not really looking forward to Christmas a whole lot. To be honest with you, I haven't had a decent Christmas since 2020, actually. 2020. You were trying to change your PlayStation ID, but did it charge you money to change it? Because I know it does that. As a matter of fact, I need to change my PlayStation ID as well. Wait, your password won't work? What'd you do? Lose your password? Oofta. So what happened when you tried to change the password? Anyway, like I said, we're now at day 22 of Advent of Cyber. We're doing all the hacker things. And... oh man, I've had that happen once before with my old Habbo account. Granted, I registered for a Habbo account like a few days before my 13th birthday. Unfortunately. So, I could not recover my security questions on my old Habbo account. I had to make a new one. It's a shame too. I've got an 18-year-old Habbo hotel account that I can't even use anymore. Yeah, I've had that problem before. May have to just... Okay, cool. Might have to add you and play some games with you at some point. Anyway... yeah, you may just have to contact Sony support or something to get that password reset and figure everything out. Anyway, guys, gals, non-binary pals. You don't play anymore, don't have many games? That's understandable. I don't play a whole lot of games other than what I play on stream. Anyway, we're gonna get ready to get started with Advent of Cyber here in a few minutes. We're gonna be doing Advent of Cyber, we're gonna be doing Unhinged Fridays afterwards. And of course we'll have a whole lot of stuff we'll be doing. So I can't wait to do all the things with you guys. I have not decided if I'm going to do an after hours. There's no way we're going to do an after hours tomorrow because of the Christmas Eve stream. So we'll decide if we're going to do an after hours. I mean, I might skip the after hours and go right to the green room with some of the Stupid O'Clock folks. But depending on how Unhinged Fridays goes, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go over to my hack top right here. Ooh, hack top. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready to do some Advent of Cyber things. So, of course, we always gotta get the... Let me go ahead and get this set up here. Alright. So let's go ahead and set up the thing here. So let's set up the OpenVPN client, well, not client, the command line command. And we'll get the VPN for TryHackMe all set up and ready to go. And we'll just send this on over to workspace 4. So, what are we gonna do today? What task are we doing today? I'm actually curious. I'm actually looking forward to it, to figuring out our what we're gonna do for the next task. Dang, I've never had a 34-day streak before. And this time I'm going to go for a year-long streak on TryHackMe. Get myself a badge. So it looks like we're doing server-side. Request forgery. Ooh, this sounds fun. Enjoying Hawaiian food? That's cool. Never had Hawaiian food before. Like actual authentic Hawaiian food. But it's delish. Like pineapples and all that stuff. I need to try a Hawaiian pizza, but with a different type of turkey ham. You know, like turkey ham or something. Because after all, pineapple goes on the pizza. And not only that, but there needs to be like a pineapple soda pizza. By the way, folks, cheers, baby. We're drinking the Monster. Alrighty. You with Kaylin about cooked pineapple? I like cooked pineapple. It's good shit. Anyway, let's get started with our story. As the elves try to recover the compromised servers, McSkitty's SOC team identify abnormal activity and noticed a massive amount of data is being sent to an unknown server, which was identified on day 9. An insider has likely created a malicious backdoor. McSkitty has contacted Detective Frustow from law enforcement to help them. Can you assist Detective Frustow in taking down the command and control server? Our learning objectives today are going to be understanding server-side request forgery, or SSRF, which different types of SSRF are used to exploit the vulnerability, the prerequisites for exploiting the vulnerability, how the attack works, how to exploit the vulnerability, and mitigation measures for protection. SSRF, or server-side request forgery, is a security vulnerability that occurs when an attacker tricks a web application into making unauthorized requests to internal or external resources on the server's behalf. This can allow an attacker to interact with internal systems, potentially leading to data exposure or unauthorized actions. Leaving web applications vulnerable to SSRF can have profound security implications, potentially leading to an unauthorized access into internal systems, remote code execution, data breaches, or the application being further compromised. There's 3 types of SSRF attacks. Basic. So in a basic SSRF attack, the attacker sends a crafted request from the vulnerable server to internal or external resources. For example, they might attempt to access files on the local file system, internal services, or databases that are not intended to be publicly accessible. In a blind SSRF attack, the attacker doesn't directly see the response to the request. Instead, they infer information about the internal network by measuring the time it takes for the server to respond or observing error message changes. And semi-blind SSRF attacks. So in a semi-blind SSRF, again, the attacker does not receive direct responses in their browser or application. However, they rely on indirect clues, side channel information, or observable effects within the application to determine the success or failure of their SSRF requests. This might involve monitoring changes in application behavior, response times, error messages, and other signs. The prerequisites for exploitation would be vulnerable input points. Web applications must have input fields susceptible to manipulation, such as URLs or file upload functionalities. Lack of input validation. The application should have adequate input validation or effective sanitation mechanisms, allowing an attacker to craft malicious requests. How does SSRF work? Identifying vulnerable input. The attacker locates a an input field within the application that can be manipulated to trigger server-side requests. This could be a URL parameter in web form, an API endpoint, or request parameter input, such as the referrer. Manipulating the input. The attacker inputs a malicious URL or other payloads that cause the application to make unintended requests. This input could be a URL pointing to an internal server, loopback address, or an external server under the attacker's control, requesting unauthorized resources. The application server, unaware of this malicious input, makes a request to the specified URL or resource. This request could target internal resources, sensitive services, or external systems. And finally, exploiting the response. Depending on the application's behavior and the attacker's payload, the response from the malicious request may provide valuable information, such as internal server data, credentials, system credentials / information, or pathways to further exploitation. Now, let's go ahead and put in this disclaimer. They always gotta put in the disclaimers. I think anybody who does a hacker stream like this should have disclaimers anyway, but we gotta read a disclaimer here. Hacking a command and control server is ethically unacceptable and illegal. Any suspected C2 activity should be reported to the appropriate incident response team for investigation and mitigation. This knowledge is provided solely for educational purposes only. Okay? We gotta read that. We gotta read that right now. I gotta read that. We gotta read that disclaimer, otherwise, if I skip the disclaimer, then as a streamer, I'd be liable if somebody uses this information for evil. I mean, literally, I could have the feds knocking at my door, be like, hey, Kiri, you know one of your viewers just hacked the bank, right? You know one of your viewers just hacked the Pentagon. We're placing you under arrest for supplying that information. You know, that kind of stuff. So as a streamer who is learning this kind of stuff, while I'm learning this kind of stuff, I could get in trouble if one of you guys did some unethical hacking. So I gotta read that disclaimer they just put in the room. Anyway, Detective Frostau checked the C2 against known vulnerabilities, but none worked. He decided to give SSRF a shot. Now that we know how the SSRF works, can you help Detective Frostau take down the C2 server? Before moving forward, we're going to review the questions in the connection card. Do we need to start the attack box? We can start the attack box. If you're using premium on TryHackMe, then yes, I absolutely recommend it. If you're using free, then you can just use the attack box just for today, just for this task, or you can use your own setup, use your own VM, or even a hack top connected to the OpenVPN server. Do we need to start the VM today? Yes, when we already have it started up. Is there split screen available? No. Is there a direct link available? No. Are we given credentials to connect directly to the VM remotely? No. So, we just gotta start the attack box or VM to attack the other VM with, and then we start the room VM. So, we've launched the virtual machine, and in order to do that, you just click Start Machine. Wait 1 or 2 minutes for the machine to load completely, and you can access the server at mcreadysecretc2.thm. First thing we need to do is edit the host file and add the host name in here. I've got some work related stuff I gotta hide. Got some work related host names that I need to hide. Okay. We should be good. We should be good. Kind of just go. Did what I did here. Okay. So you can't see any work related stuff on my end. I don't want you guys knowing where I work. Where I do my independent contract work. Or anything like that. Okay. So we need to add the host name. In order to do that, you gotta sudo nano /etc/hosts and add the host name in. In this case, do it like so. There we go. G-Plaque, how's it going? Hack the planet. So yeah, you just add the IP address and the host name, depending on your operating system, to your host file. And that's how you access the website. So let's go ahead and go to the website right now. It'll be right here. How are you doing, G-Black? I'm doing alright, by the way. Thank you for asking. I'm just not looking forward to Christmas. That's all. I'm usually lonely on Christmas. Alright, so once we visit the URL for the command and control server, we'll see that it is protected by a login panel. McSkitty's pen tester team have launched different types of automated and manual scans to gain access, but all in vain. For a target to be vulnerable through SSRF, we need some vulnerable input to forge the request to the server. Sometimes these requests can be found through scanning, viewing source code, or other documentation logs. McSkitty noticed a link to documentation at the bottom of the page. Once we click on the URL, it directs us to the endpoint's API. Now that we have some URLs, we can try SSRF attacks against them. So we can look at it. We can look through all this. Can I access the API to fetch data from an agent? I'm gonna make requests. How many requests can I make it to in 1 minute? There's not a number. Is there any IP or Protocol whitelisting enabled. Let's follow along with the walkthrough. So we see that one of the endpoints that you see in the highlighted text takes the URL to a parameter. If an infected agent URL is provided to it, it will fetch all files from the infected agent. But what if we change the URL parameter to a different IP and try to access any other file? We notice that if we change the URL parameter to any other file on the host, we can still fetch the file like this URL right here will fetch the contents of a index.php. Most of your family's in Mexico, G-Black? That's pretty cool. This is interesting. The file scheme, colon scheme, when used in a URL form, typically references local files on a computer or file system. For example, a URL like this one right here is often used to access a file located on your file system or your local file system. Usually an attacker can access sensitive files like /etc/password or passwd and connection strings to take control of the C2 panel. We can get the C2 panel's credentials by accessing the file containing the password. Then we can successfully log into the C2 panel. Mitigation measures. To prevent SSRF exploitation, the following mitigations are suggested. Employing strict input validation and sanitization to prevent malicious input, using allow lists to control which domains and IPs the application can access, applying network segmentation to restrict requests to authorized resources, and following the procedure of least privilege, granting the minimum permissions required for system operations. Let's go ahead and looking at this information here, check if both the username and password are hello. Possible credentials. Nope. That's interesting. Anyway. Why'd you pick Mexico for Christmas? I know! Why pick Mexico for Christmas? Like, it's their favorite holiday, like Feliz Navidad or something? Anyway. PI. See if we can get the version from here. Let's find the version. We want to config .php. Let's look through that. Hello, Cami. Alright, we want to gain access in here. Hold on, I forgot password. Also, we need to input answers. Might. Alright, let's... Not a very strong password, not gonna lie. That, and the fact that the API basically exposes the credentials, of the API information at least. Alright, so we also have the flag right here that we need to copy and paste on over. So that's after accessing the C2 route panel. Now we just need to stop the, we gotta find the flag value after stopping data exfiltration from the Kiri computer. Alright, so this dummy command and control server. This is a dummy and command and control server for educational purposes only. Accessing a command and control server is ethically prohibited. view all the notifications. Nope. We gotta stop some exfiltration. So we're in the server, but that's interesting right there. So we have a lot of information right here. We have some infected clients. Obviously, I don't think I should remove. You have a look and see here. There we are. Remove that. And we have a flag. Had it right starting out. I had it right starting out. So, wait. Hold on. No. Hold on. Gotta copy the flag. Agent removed. There we go. If you enjoyed this task, check out the SSRF room, which is subscription only. Dang, we only did this for like 30 minutes. Not bad, not bad. We did it for only 30 minutes. Heck yeah. Alright, I'm gonna shut this down, but I'm fooling around with this machine too. Getting all the all the hacked assets, basically. Okay, shut this down. Alrighty. I'm shutting off. Shut up to terminate the machine. Wait, did I terminate the machine? Did I? Please tell me I terminated the machine. I did not. I did. Good. Good, good, good. Alrighty. That took a lot quicker than I expected. We shut the hack top down. Alrighty, guys. Here in a bit, I'm gonna schedule tonight's Unhinged Friday stream for YouTube. That's gonna be going on at 8. But that was pretty much the Advent of Cyber room for tonight. It was a lot shorter than expected, but that's all good. It's a lot of fun. I always have fun doing these, but at the same time, it gets pretty tiring. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna schedule tonight's Unhinged Friday stream. And we'll get ready for some marbles on stream. We're gonna do that first. We're gonna do Advent marbles on stream first. We're also going to do some I gotta ask Yeahhhh if there's anyone who wants me to prank call on stream as well. We do this ethically. We do it all ethically. But anyway, guys, we have a whole lot of stuff going on for Unhinged Fridays. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in on YouTube. Let's go ahead and do some chat room shoutouts before I take a quick break. And then we'll start Unhinged Fridays. And what's going on to Kami Hatsune 7788 in the house? We got G Black 292000 in the house. What's going on, G Black? We've got Goddess Love in the house. Goddess Love's in the house, of course. And that's pretty much everybody in the chat room right now. Let's move over to Twitter. Let's see if we have any Twitter shoutouts as well. And we'll get the other stream going in a bit. So, who do we got on Twitter? And by the way, folks, like and retweet my most recent Twitter post. Or like and, or you know, favorite or repost or reboost. Yeah, favorite or boost my most recent Mastodon post as well. Anyway, oh man, we got a few people up in here. We've got, what do we got here? Can these bots shut up in the replies? Shut them up. Anyway, we got Emmeline Zoe in the house. We've got Rodrigo Miranda in the house. Another freaking scammer graphic designer named Sandra Squire. That's just great. Alright, and we don't have any Mastodon. Hold on a second. Hold on. Alright, I thought I had new notifications. I don't. Alright, folks. We are pretty much done with the Advent of Cyber stream. I will see you all tomorrow for day 23. Day 23 for those of you keeping track. Tomorrow. And hold on a second. Hold on. Ah, never mind. Anyway. Thank you everybody for tuning in with me. We're gonna stay tuned on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch. We are going on a bit of a break. And those of you watching live on YouTube, go over to the Unhinged Friday stream if you want to keep watching. But otherwise, if you're watching the VOD, tune in tomorrow for day 23 of Advent of Cyber. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. And don't forget, folks, Festivus, and it is coming up tomorrow, 8 p.m. on my Discord. And we also got the 31-hour Christmas Eve stream. We've got it all jam-packed as well. It's all jam-packed, so you won't miss it. You'll be having a lot of fun tuning in, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna turn off the YouTube stream and recording. And I will see you all tomorrow for Advent of Cyber. Have a good night. Alright, we are now